In this video, we're going to continue creating our first environmental digital twin and our first scenario. Before we can create our first scenario, we have to create our first digital twin. And before we do that, we need to double check our Falcon catalog. So we are going to go to Edit, Editor Preferences, and we're going to search for Catalog. Now, you might already have a default location here, but in the first video, creating your first project that I want to use for this situation. You're welcome to use the default Falcon location, but I'm going to use this location. So in a file browser, I'm going to go and find where I saved my folder, and that's in Documents, Falcon, and this is the location I want. So I'm going to click up here, and I'm going to right click and copy, and then back in Unreal, in the editor preferences, I'm going to click, and I'm going to right click and paste. Now, if you do change yours, you're going to have to restart the engine. Once again, you're welcome to keep it at the default location. This is just where I want to put mine. Now, once that we have our Falcon catalog set up, we can move on to promoting our digital twin. So let's navigate to where our environment was saved. In my case, it's content, my project, environment, and then my level, my environment, awesome. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to choose Promote to Twin. And we'll get our new digital twin window. It's recommended that you give it a name, something that you'll be able to recognize it with. So I'm actually going to call it the same thing. I'm going to call it ENV, awesome. And then you're welcome to give it a description, whatever you want to identify it. The twin type will be identified right away. Since it's a level, it identifies it as an environment twin. And then for now, we're going to leave the scripts directory, modules, class, all alone. And we're going to click Promote. Now, depending on how big your asset is, how big your level is, or whatever asset, will determine how long it takes to promote that twin. So we'll click OK. And now, where did it go? Well, if we look at our file browser, we can see next to our work, we now have scenarios and twins. If we open up twins, this is where our promoted twin is gone. But now, how do we use it? How do we create a scenario? The way that we create a new scenario is by going up to File, New Scenario. Now, this is the Falcon scenario mode. At first, it's going to look like an empty blank environment. But you can see that we have our USD, our digital twin, that we can place. If it's not appearing like this, you can go to the Falcon folder, click on Twins, and then you'll see the folder for your asset. Open that up, and then you'll see your digital twin. And all we need to do is go ahead and drag and drop this. And it looks exactly the same. There's our twin. And all the navigation is the same. All the UI is the same on this side of the scenario. And to test it out, we can come up to play. So if we hit play, we're going to see it load. We can see that we're in the floor, but by default, we have a camera and we can move around just the same as we would in a viewport. It makes testing pretty easy. So we've gone through creating a project, navigating the UI, navigating scenes, creating a level, promoting that level, and now creating a scenario. We just have to save it first. So we'll hit Escape or the red button to get out of play, and we'll go up to File, Save Scenario, and you can give this whatever name you want, something identifiable. I'm going to do S_awesome environment default camera. Right? It doesn't have to be that long. You call it whatever you want, and I'll click Save. Now this was just a simple environment with a default camera, but you can add so much more. What if you didn't want to use the default camera? The last thing I'm going to show you is how to get out of the scenario mode. Maybe you want to go back to your project. The fastest way is to go up to File, Close Scenario, and I'll ask you if you want to save. Yes. And now we are back in our project. And we can create whatever changes we want. We do have to reopen our map. Now we can go ahead and add other stuff and re-promote it.